All right. So, like I said, my name is Rachel Stanley, and I'm a launch consultant here at the city. Um, I will be talking about obviously the city plaza, and there, as you saw, the question box is in your control panel. As you have questions along the way, go ahead and type them in, and I'm just going to keep on demoing, and then at the end I'll read through your questions, and I may have answered them as I've gone along after you posted it, but I'll make sure to answer any questions that I didn't cover. And so we'll just go ahead and get started. I'm really glad you guys decided to join in this webinar tonight, because the plaza is a feature of the city that I love to show off, because it's just yet another way of helping you consolidate communication and encourage increased engagement on the city. So let's get started. Today, just so you know, what I'm going to cover is, what is the plaza, a general overview, how to publish to the plaza, private versus public listings, interacting via Facebook, the City Plaza Facebook app, website integration, and your plaza settings. So I just wanted you to know that, because I'm sure you have questions on some of these things. So just so you know, I will be covering all of these items. So what is the City Plaza? It's the city's way of living out the gospel to the outside world and inviting them to participate. Obviously, the city itself is a private place for the people of your church to communicate, but the plaza is a public place. So there's things you post on the plaza that you don't necessarily need to be kept private. So those are the things that you would publish to the plaza so that anybody can see it and interact with it. So non-city users can engage on the plaza via their Facebook credentials. So they can respond and RSVP to events or comment on a topic or prayer request, all by just logging in via their Facebook. So they don't even need a city username and login to interact. And it also can integrate with your church's website and Facebook page, which I'll show you towards the end. All right, so here I am on our one of our demo sites called Grace Fellowship, and I am logged into the city. So I am Emma in this instance, and I had a username and password to get in to see all of the content posted within the city. But you can create a post within the city and publish it to the plaza, which I'll show you in a second. But here, let's click on over to the plaza. And this is a public URL. So it is your church's city URL / plaza is just the public URL that anybody can get to. So you can link to it from anywhere, and people can see it. It is Google searchable, and just like I said, completely public. So as you can see, it has some common features of your city. So you can see you can get to topics, events, prayers, needs, and albums. This over here is what you type into your group description box. So when you are as a group admin in the basic settings, you can put in a group description. So whatever is in that box will show up in this box on the plaza. So you can add a link to your website like we did here. I'll show you an example. Actually, Austin Stone, they added quite an extensive description to their group description. So you can get to their identity and beliefs, an email. This gets to links of where their different campuses are, but then it also has the option to join. So what this means is they've chosen a open kiosk, so that it's not password protected. They don't care. They want anybody to be able to join their city. So they added a link straight to their kiosk from their Plaza page, which again was put into the group description on the back end of that group. So let me show you. Let's return back. Well, not Austin Stone, but let's return back to Grace Fellowship, and I'll show you how to actually publish something to the Plaza. So let's go to a group and just go to Grace Fellowship. Go to Start a New Post. All of these options will have the option to publish it to the City Plaza. It might look a little different, like an event is just one of the steps of an event, but basically, so in a topic, if you have the Plaza turned on, which at the end I'll show you the different settings associated with the Plaza, but if you have it turned on, you can just check this box to publish to the City Plaza, and then you have the option of either a private URL or a publicly listed URL. So the difference here is that if you choose publicly listed, that is going to go to what I just showed you, that that Google searchable, page that it's just your city's URL slash plaza, and it'll go to, if you have it linked and integrated into your website or your Facebook app, it'll go there. So, but if you choose a private URL, what that does is it gives you a bit.ly link that you can share with, you can share it on Facebook, you can share it to a specific person, but it doesn't go to that public page. So an example of a private URL is if you want it to be, you want people that aren't on the city to interact with it, but it's more of a specific uh, list of people. Like in a community group, it might be a baby shower that you want to share with the mom to be's mother and sister that aren't in that group. So you can send them that URL, and then they can interact and RSVP via their Facebook credentials, which I'll show you that in a little bit. And again, publicly listed goes to uh, that Plaza page. Another thing that is good to note is in your group settings. So as a group leader or manager, you can get to your group settings and you can choose a group nickname for the Plaza. So what that means is what I showed you earlier was just demo2.onthecity.org/plaza. And it was, so that's just every post that's been pushed to the Plaza from any group within the city. But if you add a nickname here, it'll create a page that is just for things posted or published to the Plaza from that group. So if I click on this link, it'll only show things listed to the Plaza from the main Grace Fellowship Church group. So when I showed you earlier, it didn't look like this because it had all the Plaza postings from all of the groups. So like right here, it says showing only content from Grace Fellowship Church. So I can choose to show content from all groups, and it looks like this. So especially later when we talk about the Facebook app and your website integration, you can choose to only have the anything published to a specific Plaza page into your website or Facebook app. Okay, so I am going to show you how to interact on the Plaza via Facebook. So I'm logged in right now as Emma, but I'm going to log out. So I'll show you what it would look like as someone, not me. Okay, so let me go back to the Plaza. Like I just happened upon the Plaza via maybe your website or a link was shared on Facebook or something like that. So I'm not logged in to Grace Fellowship, and I come on here and so this neighborhood barbecue is coming up on April 25th. Let's check it out. Well, this looks interesting to me. So let me log in with Facebook, and I'll log in. So now see how up here it popped up as Rachel Stanley, and it shows my Facebook profile picture and the little Facebook icon, so that you know that when I respond via my Facebook credentials, you can look and see that I responded via my Facebook credentials. So this is great for like this neighborhood barbecue. Maybe the leader of the group gets on and sees who responded via Facebook, and then he can look out for me at this neighborhood barbecue, knowing that I'm not a city user. I might be new to the church, I might be new to the area. So it's just that's a great feature of being able to log in via Facebook. So now it gives me the option to RSVP. So let's say I'm coming, I will bring a beverage, and I will help with cleanup as well. Or it's already been filled. So I will be a floater. So if I hit respond, it gives me this option if I want, because I did not point it out, but I had this box clicked of publish to Facebook. I could unclick that box and simply just RSVP and that's it. But I could also publish it to Facebook and say, I'm so excited to attend this. I'm new to the area. And share it. So now let's go to Facebook. I did create a work Facebook account, so this isn't my personal account that I'm doing this with. But so see, this is, so then it shows up right here. And then anybody else that's looking at my wall can be like, oh, what is this? Click on it, and it takes them to the same page on the plaza. And then as a city user, if let's log back into Grace Fellowship to see what that looks like. So let's go to that event. So I'm logged into the city now, and this is that event that I know I just interacted with. And it'll show me right there, Rachel Stanley, as bringing a beverage and being a floater. If I click on that to see who that is, it'll take me to that person's Facebook page. So that's how people can interact via Facebook. Another important thing to point out is that, let's go here. You as a church staff or anybody can also, you could log in with your Facebook credentials and respond and share the way I did, or you could just take this bit.ly link right here and share it on Facebook, Twitter, email it to people specifically. You can click share right here and, or just share it that way. So there's lots of ways to share things that are on the plaza, because you can't share things that you post within the city that aren't shared to the plaza because it's private. If you tried to share a link to something that you posted in the plaza, it would bring people to a login page to log into the city to be able to view it. So if they're not a city user, then they wouldn't be able to view it. If you privately listed something to the plaza, you would get this link here to be able to share, but again, it wouldn't go to this main Plaza page. All right. So, another thing that we have, a way to interact via Facebook, is if you have a church Facebook page, you could download the City Plaza app. And so it would show up right here as an app. And everything that was published to the plaza, and again, this is another way, when you're setting up the app, if you want it to be from a specific group, like your church level group, you can put in the nickname. So it would be the plaza slash that group nickname that you did, so that only things that are posted to that group would be published to the plaza or to this Facebook app. And then you also can integrate the plaza with your website. So some examples would be uh, this church, Westside Church. They have it integrated so that these are all of their topics on the plaza. And then these are their events. They also have a login down at the bottom, so it's the city's well represented. But so if somebody came on here and clicked on there, it would take you straight to their plaza. And again, I could interact. If they have responses turned on, which I don't think this one doesn't look like they do, um, they can. So when you create a post on the city, just like you can within the city, you can choose no responses. So if you chose no responses and published to the plaza, then that would obviously turn off that Facebook Connect feature for anybody to be able to interact on the plaza with that. Um, so that is one way. I think this church, Westside, it looks like it was an actual like RSS feed or um, that is straight in. We also have, I'm not sure what website provider they use, but we have a WordPress plugin that is, so if your church uses WordPress, it should be fairly easy. So here's the plugin for the City Plaza. And then there's lots of actually different ways that people use integrate on the plaza. So you can have it where everything is, automatically fed there, like this, where it's a list. Or this church here, they just did links where there's topics, events, prayers, and needs under their news section here. And so if you click on topics, it just takes you to plaza slash topics, and the same with events and needs and prayers. So if you go here, go to events, it just takes you straight to their plaza page, which is slash plaza events. Or you could just do a link to the city plaza and people can click on it and go straight to your plaza. But they kind of would need to know what the plaza is to even know to click on it. So definitely keep that in mind. So there are some settings on the plaza that you can choose. So if you are an account admin, you have the capability of choosing site settings. Apologize. Okay. So as an account admin, I have this site settings button. And if you go to features, right here are your different Plaza features. So by default, if you're brand new to the city, the plaza is disabled. So you can keep it disabled, or you can choose to do plaza sharing enabled without listing. So what that means is you can privately post things to the plaza. So that would enable people to get that bit.ly link to share out but it wouldn't have that public facing page that I showed you. So, or you can choose the sharing and listing enabled, which is that publicly listed option. So if you want the ability to automatically feed into your website or to that City Plaza app, then you would need this last option of sharing and listing enabled. You also have the ability to choose who can list on the plaza. So anyone is obviously anyone, and then it slowly gets to be more restricted. So members is anyone you have marked as a member within your city. Staff is anyone you have marked as a staff member. And group admin would obviously be anyone that is a group admin. So that could literally be just one or two people that have the ability to post to the plaza. So depending on these options, only those people would see that publish to the plaza check box. And just so you know, how the kind of there isn't an approval process when something is published to the plaza, but what does happen is when something is published to the plaza, the group leader of that group it was published from is notified immediately via an email. So you get an email that says something was published to the plaza, and you can see what was published right then and there. And you also have the ability to go in and delete it if you find it appropriate or that it needs to be deleted. Okay. Um, we have that's kind of the big overarching picture of the plaza. I'm sure there's um, plenty of questions, but I also want to show you some help desk resources that will be helpful. So if you go to the help desk, you can obviously just type in, and if you're brand new to the city, you can get to the help desk by going to help and browse the city help resources. And then we have like a Plaza button here, but if you type in Plaza, it'll bring it up a ton of different help desk resources. So it brings up really everything that has the Plaza mentioned in it. This Plaza setup and training, these are some videos that will be helpful as kind of a refresher. Of what I just talked about. One thing that it shows is I know I mentioned in that there's not a picture of it here, but in your group description that you want of your church group that will show up on the plaza. If you want websites linked there, this is the textile formatting that you use. So you just put in quotations what you want it to say, and then a colon, and then the actual website right after it, and then it'll end up showing up like a hyperlinked words right there. We also have, which I tell everyone that I talk to about this help desk article, but the implementation materials is a really good one to write down and refer back to, bookmark it, whatever you need to do. And within it, it has lots of different things, but I'm going to specifically point out we have the Plaza Field Guide here. So if you download that, I already have it downloaded right here, but it's a field guide that walks you from beginning to end of the plaza. And as you can see, there's different screenshots right there. And so if you learn well this way, it really has everything you need from beginning to end on the plaza. So definitely make use of the help desk. As I'm sure there's questions of how do I feed to my website. If you just type in Plaza feed here, we have using the Plaza JSON API or the Plaza RSS. If you click on these, it'll obviously say this is developer, and it'll explain everything right there. All right, so I am going to open it up, or I'm going to look at your questions, and so you can just stay tuned. If you feel like you got enough out of this, and you're not curious about what questions came through, you can go ahead and log off. But I will be happy to stay on. I was hoping to leave a good chunk of time for questions, so the rest of the time will be questions based, and I'll obviously demo as needed. So go ahead and start typing your questions. So one question was, can we show only Plaza items posted to a specific group on the Plaza and not any other group postings at all ever? Or does it show all Plaza postings? Um, so it'll show all Plaza postings, but if you want to only link, where you only kind of advertise one group, then you would do the group nickname and only use that group. Actually, so again, it's the group nickname idea, and so downtown, this one only shows that. So if you only link people to that Plaza page, then that's all that people would see, basically. So someone else wrote, so if you RSVP with your city login and not Facebook, when someone clicks on your RSVP, where do they go if not on Facebook? So it will go to your city profile. So let's go to here, back to that neighborhood group or neighborhood barbecue. See who Israel, and it goes straight to his city profile. So you can learn more about him there if you're curious who's RSVPing. Okay, so where do I add the text about our church that is on the right side of the Plaza screen? Do I have to add code to make our website hyperlinked? So if you're actually, you can add your group description from either the front side is group settings, and this is the description here. So you can see that the code is the textile formatting where it says our website is the word that you want it to be hyperlinked as, and then it's a colon and the actual website. So you can see what it looks like here in the description, but then when we click on over to the City Plaza, um, you can see it just says our website and it's hyperlinked. And then as from the back end, if you're not a group leader of that group, you could just find the group and open it up, and here it is again. So another person said some good examples of plazas appear to be Austin Stone Community Church and West Side Church. Any others? Yes, I have a little folder here of ones I like. And they're different type examples. So if Austin Stone Village Church is a good plaza as well. So if you just go to thevillage.onthecity.org/plaza, um, and this is a good way to even see how they do their newsletters. So if you make graphics, this is a side topic, but if you make graphics, the plaza width for it to show up like this on the plaza is 632 pixels. Um, let's see, West Side Grace Church, I showed you where you just link to the different, topics, events, prayers, needs, which is a little more simple way to feed things. Um, Anthem Church, so they just have the City Plaza big block, and then people click on it where it says news, events, and more, and it just takes them straight to the plaza. So that's another way you can do it. Um, let's see, Downtown Cornerstone. Their website looks different than the last time I got on here. So I'm not even sure where to click right now. But anyway, basically, yeah, I'm sure there's plenty more great examples out there. These are just ones I've come across along the way. So, um, Westside Church is a good one where you can see the different lists of items like events and topics listed there. All right. Hmm. Joseph asked, do I have a feel for the percentage of churches that actively use the Plaza feature? I could look that up, um, but it would take too long during a webinar. But I feel like, I would not, actually, I would not be able to guess a percentage off the top of my head because I'd be afraid I'd be way off. But churches that I talk to seem to be using it and enjoying it because just the big vision of it is that you can go into your city, log into your city where you want to communicate to the people on your city, and then so you post something within that city where you'd want to anyway, publish it to the plaza. So now it's made public where people that aren't in your city can see it. And then if you have it integrated with your website and your Facebook page, it's all done at once. In one click, it's posted in the city, to the plaza, to your website, to your Facebook page. And so that just makes it so much easier. If there's content that you're having to go into 4 separate places and enter, to utilize the plaza is, I think, invaluable. And I know a lot of churches I've talked to have found it to be. So, but now that you ask that, I want to look it up to see if they have the what the actual percentage is. Marianne asked, "How do I get a Facebook page for the church?" I have I'm I have not started a Facebook page myself. I'm sure I would just Google that question. I'm sure it's pretty easy to just start an account with a Facebook page. And then to actually get the Facebook uh, app is easy as well, but you can come to the help desk and just type in Facebook app and there's a couple different ones. So this explains it, and then you can install it. These are the instructions on how to install it. But basically, if you just type in the city up here, you'll see our logo pop down and be able to install it that way. You yeah. So then the next question was, do you install the app through the city or through the Facebook page? You actually install it through the Facebook page. Like if you can see this little screenshot right here, this is the Facebook page, and then you just type it in, actually in the Facebook search bar, and it'll pop down. So there's another question that asks, if you connect with the Plaza, does any individual profile information become accessible? So let's go back to, sorry, I have so many things open right now. Let's go back to the Plaza and that same event. And I know that Israel, so I know that Israel responded. And like we looked a second ago, I clicked on it and it took me to his city profile page when I was logged into the city. But when I'm just, the average user on the Plaza, there's no link here. So it says that he's coming, but there's no profile information. But since I interacted via Facebook here, there is a link to that. So another question is, are city profiles tied to Facebook profiles? For example, I'm a member of my church and have a login to the city. Can I also tie it to my Facebook account? Or is the Facebook account login only for non-city users? No, you can't tie the two together. So the Facebook login would only be for non-city users, is really the only point. Technically, if you really wanted to, you could log out of your, you know, out of your city account. Like right now, I'm logged in as Emma Eames, and I could log out um, and then interact via Facebook. But really, the point is for non-city users. The image for the Plaza again was 632 pixels width, and it can be any height that you want. Yeah, so is there a way to push all Plaza updates to a Facebook page or group? That would be the Facebook app. So I'm on here. So this is, let's go back to the front page. So once you install the app, you'll see this icon, and then um, when someone lands on your page, they can click on the Plaza app, and then it takes them there. Or you could just, you can copy and paste any specific bit.ly link to your Facebook page or to anywhere you want. All right, I am at the end of questions, but I am happy to stay on for any more. If there's anything you want me to clarify and show you again, I'd be happy to. I know it was a lot of information that I tried to squeeze into a short amount of time. So please ask questions if you have any. I'll hang out for a little bit and keep my eye on the question box. But if you don't have questions, feel free to log off.